Lead it off with the Browns, man.
Dude, the Browns are making moves, man, and it's kind of scaring me. And you know me, I'm always the guy that goes out there and says outrageous stuff, but sometimes I got a reason behind it. I honestly think this Browns team is pretty damn good on paper.
Wait, what does that mean?
I honestly think they could be a 500 plus team, easily. Yeah, I know.
Let me know when you're done with this podcast. I'll be back next week.
Hot take.
Holy crap.
And also think about this. Recent news came out that the Giants are considering now trading Odell. Oh, we're not considering. Now we're considering. Oh, they're considering trading him now.
Here's what they want to do. They were like, Odell, we want to pay you what we want to pay you. But if you don't want to take that, then we'll dish you out. That's basically what they said.
No. Wait a second here. Think about this. You threw it into the little thing. You're the one that came up with the idea. What about them to the Browns? Well, they want 2 first-round picks.
Jarvis wants him, man. Juice wants him.
Who wouldn't want him? They have 2 first-round picks. The Browns do. The Giants want 2 first-round picks. They ain't going to take 2 first-round picks. Think about this. That number 1 pick in the draft, or even that number 5 pick in the draft, trade it to New York. Trade it to New York, and then throw in one of your 32nd-round picks that you have. Throw that in.
Would they take it?
Oh, a first and a second-round pick?
Well, they want 2 first,
Adam Schefter came out.
I don't think they're getting 2 first.
No, they're never going to. Adam Schefter came out and said, "Listen, if they're basically going to accept a first and a third, like they would, but they said first and a first just to see what they could."
That is so crazy.
You got to sell high, and the Browns have so many second-round picks. Think about it. If they're like, "Oh, we don't want to trade Odell to the Browns," and the Browns are like, "Hey, here's one of our second-round picks."
That is so crazy that. Oh man, you gotta compromise with that guy. Look, I understand that it's hard to pay an NFL wide receiver big money because you can win without superstars there. Like we've seen it, you don't need a stud there to be good.
Yeah.
But the impact Odell Beckham has on the field is he's going to earn every dollar he makes.
Oh yeah.
He's one of the most dynamic
He's
receivers.
the only reason that Eli's relevant in the past 2 seasons.
He's one of the most dynamic receivers in NFL history. We're lucky to have him, Antonio Brown, Julio, DeAndre Hopkins.
It's insane.
We're lucky to be watching all those guys right now just running around like crazy people. He is coming off injury, but man.
That's really kind of his first real one, too. Like, if you look, his career's been consistent up until last year.
And if you want the new quarterback to come in and be good, Odell's a good guy to have to lean on.
Oh, yeah.
And you got Evan Ingram as a big, safety target. Odell, all he has to do is catch a slant. That's all.
It, and he's gone.
And he's adios.
And he's a good route. They underestimate his route running. I mean, we just look at his speed.
He's a superstar.
But he's so good at route running. Like, he's like Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown's fast, but he's good.
He's a
good route runner, too.
He's a superstar in every aspect of the game, except for his, his annual or, off-field antics that he sometimes has.
You talking about when he fought that kicking net or
yeah,
whatever?
Yeah. And then proposed to it, and it was like, oh my God, what's happening? But I'm excited to see him score some touchdowns with the touchdown celebrations. We didn't really get to see that last year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think if you're the Giants, you gotta do the best you can to.
They need to just rebuild. And think about what's the better situation to rebuild in if they get that's 2 starters in the NFL, a first and a second round.
Yeah, if you do it right. Yeah.
If you do it right, yeah. And they also have another pick in the draft. So then you're going to have 2 first round picks, and then you're going to have a second round pick on top of the second round pick you already have. That's if you want to rebuild, that's a hell of a good way to do it,
Yeah, we're talking about to the Browns. So then, oh my gosh. So then Tyrod Taylor would be thrown to Odell, Jarvis, Josh Gordon, Corey Coleman.
I forgot about Gordon.
David Njoku.
What's going on, man?
This guy's going to have so many weapons. And then the rookie there would have so many weapons, whoever they take. Who do you think they're going to take at number 1?
Well,
I think they will take him at number 1.
Rosen gave the middle finger to the Browns. He pulled the Elway, and he's like, yeah. I mean, Rosen basically, he can't play baseball. Elway said he could play baseball, but Rosen probably would pick baseball over the Browns. But I think they have to take Darnold. I don't think but if they trade that first overall pick, then I don't think they have to take Darnold because he's going to be gone by the 5th pick. I think they have.
Dude, I don't even know. How do you every projection is different.
Yeah.
Like some people have him taking Josh Allen. There was
This
even
year-
Lamar Jackson rumored at 4.
Oh,
They're not
yeah.
going to take
He's
him
been
1,
all
but
over the place.
it's just this is such a crapshoot with the top 4 guys.
And they're not
even top 5.
They're not good.
That's
Josh
the thing.
Allen
It's like
threw 16 touchdowns and under 2,000 yards last year, and people were talking about him being a top 3 pick.
and he's terribly inaccurate. They're just that he's like the prospect side of it.
He's got a cannon of an arm, though.
Yeah, that's what everybody's got, a cannon of an arm. You know who else had a cannon of an arm? Ryan Mallett. Where's he
Hey,
at?
he's still got a cannon of an arm.
Yeah, you're not
Selling
wrong.
hot dogs as a vendor out there.
Yeah, he's got a cannon of an arm on the couch. But yeah, it's impossible to differ these guys. I'm not smart enough to do it.
Oh, no.
I'm just excited to see it play out. I'm so excited to see the chaos. I'm all for chaos.
I
Team
don't
chaos
know
forever.
what it is, but I think Rodgers and this new breed, Wilson, I think these new breed quarterbacks that we've gotten in the last 10 years that have become elite, I think have really shown the importance of having a quarterback, especially now, like, what was it, early 2000s? You could get by with having a good defense and not that good of a quarterback winning the Super Bowl.
Think about it. There's been 2 instances where a team has won the Super Bowl without a stud quarterback.
Yeah.
It was the historic defense Denver Broncos with Peyton Manning's dead corpse at quarterback.
Yeah.
And the Ravens.
Yeah.
With-
Well, I mean, and people always, they want to throw in, well, Nick Foles isn't a superstar quarterback. The dude threw for 400 yards.
Yeah, he played like a stud in that game.
Trent Dilfer threw for like 150.
Peyton Manning in that game was basically just
Check down.
He was just trying to get out of it. Like
He's playing catch with his kids out there.
he was just, please help me through this. But yeah, you need a quarterback. You need one.
And this season's really showing that. Like Lamar Jackson 10 years ago would not be considered a first round pick. I'm sorry, he wouldn't.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm nervous about that guy too. Like I said, I'm not smart enough to figure that out.
And out of all these guys, Baker Mayfield has the best stats. And
Well, yeah. He's a college stud.
I saw a mock draft today, and it said, and I wouldn't be surprised if this happened. What about the Bills trading up and getting Mayfield in the top 10?
The Bills have been looking to trade up. They just signed McCarron.
They tried free balling last season when they were in the playoff hunt. You know, if they get a quarterback, I think Mayfield, if he needs to calm down a little bit, you know, if he does have off-field antics,
I love Baker Mayfield, man. I love the whole.
I think he's
I'm better than you. I'm gonna grab my nuts in your face. I love that kind of guy.
I think he's got 2 or 3 years before he's legitimate, though.
I think
he needs to sit
I think all
behind
these
somebody.
QBs do.
Yeah, that's true.
All these QBs got to learn.
That's why I'm saying, why Cleveland trade that first overall pick? You're sitting pretty. You got a playoff quarterback.
Honestly, I would do that too. And I
you
would take
got
the
a
QB at
playoff
4.
receiving core.
I would take the QB at 4. Because I would just let the other teams make unless you really, really, really know who you want, let the other teams make the decision for you. Take the last guy. Because it'll be whoever would trade for one, they would take the quarterback. If I was going to trade the number 1, just let the other teams make the decision for you. Unless you know who you want.
If they make the pick, I think the only way they make that first overall selection is if it's for the Notre Dame offensive lineman. That's it. Not Saquon. If you get Saquon, that's a waste of a pick.
Quentin Nelson.
Yeah,
I almost forgot his name.
I did forget his name. That's why I said Notre Dame offensive lineman.
Yeah.
But
they say he could be the best player in the draft. That's what Notre Dame does, by the way. They put offensive linemen and tight ends in the NFL. That's it.
That's right.
That's it.
Ivor, Rudolph.
Yeah, man.
Just to name a few.
Endless. But I don't know.
Saquon, if you draft Saquon, that's a waste of I think you cannot draft a running back. You shouldn't until 5 or 6 picks into the draft.
I don't know. If they took a quarterback at 1 and then Saquon at 4, you saw what Zeke does. Look what Zeke did to the Cowboys. The combination of Zeke and Dak, it launched them back to the top.
Remember when I told you I thought of stuff in the car?
Yeah.
This is it.
Okay.
Okay. This is what I wrote down for the past 10 minutes before the show.
The normal Chase thinking of everything on the 10-minute car ride to my house.
Okay. Last 5 Super Bowl champions. Last year was the Eagles. Who's the running back? LeGarrette Blount.
Blunt. A combination of Blunt, Smallwood.
Exactly. He had 766
I know where you're going with
yards.
this, but go ahead.
He had 766 yards and 2 touchdowns. Okay? Not big numbers. The year before, he was unbelievable.
What about Jay Ajayi? What'd he do? He had a good season, right?
He wasn't.
The answer is no. Just keep going.
Yeah, no, he wasn't legitimate. Yeah. And then the season before that, the Pats. He was their running back. Insert name here. Deion Lewis.
LeGarrette Blunt.
Well, yeah. Well, he got benched for Deion Lewis. Yeah. It was LeGarrette Blunt. That was the year he had 20-plus rushing touchdowns. But yeah, it was Deion Lewis, and he had 283 yards last season, or the season that
he was hurt all year, but you're right.
Then the year before that, C.J. Anderson for the Broncos. The year before that, Shane Vereen. And then 5 years ago, Marshawn Lynch. So it took 5 years for there to be a top 10 running back. What I'm trying to say is, just because you can have the top 5 running back in the league, doesn't mean you're a Super Bowl threat.
It helps.
It helps, yeah. It does.
It sure does help.
Who would you rather have? Would you rather take a risk and miss?
You need to build the rest of your team first.
Yeah, would you rather take a risk on a quarterback or take a risk on a running back?
I think everybody's overlooking their defense, honestly. Well, they can get both for that question you just asked. They can take one at 1 at 4.
Yeah.
If they want Saquon, I think they can get him at 4. I don't know why the Giants aren't going to take him. I'm in that camp. Giants take Saquon Barkley, but
I'm not.
They got to, dude. Squeeze all you got left out of freaking Eli.
If I was a GM, I'm not doing it till pick 10. If Saquon's there at 10, I'm taking him.
Squeeze all you can out of Eli.
Most of these running backs, you get good running backs out of the second, third round. Why would you waste a pick on Saquon Barkley?
I don't think it's a waste, man. I think if this guy is as good as...
Who's the best running back in the league right now?
Is a fifth as good? Le'Veon Bell.
Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah.
How many Super Bowls does he have?
None.
But,
I mean...
Who's the second best running back in the NFL?
It's a toss-up.
Todd Gurley?
Zeke.
How many Super Bowls
David
do they
Johnson.
have?
Listen, I get your point.
The Rams got bounced.
I get your point.
He turned into Trent Richardson.
I'm there.
Think about it. And speaking of Trent Richardson, you can get a Trent Richardson to be a top 10 running back. You can get Peyton Hillis to be a top 10 running back for a year. It doesn't mean anything,
Yeah.
That's what the point I was trying to make on the car right here.
That's a good point.
Like why, especially if you're in a rebuilding mode. I think the only reason.
Well, if we're talking about the Browns, though, they're not winning the Super Bowl.
No.
In 5 years.
Yeah, that's true. You have Carlos Hyde, who had his first, healthy season last season, and the year before that, he almost had 1,000 yards too. So it's 2 consecutive seasons. And then you have Duke Johnson backing him up, which is going to take a lot of pressure off of Carlos Hyde. He's going to get less carries. If he's feeling groggy, whatever, give Duke Johnson more carries. So it's going to take a lot of load off Carlos Hyde. Why take the risk and waste a pick on...
I don't like how you keep saying waste.
It's a waste.
It's not a waste.
If he falls to 5, take him.
Saquon's not a waste.
It's a waste.
It might not be the need.
Like you said, he could be one of the best players in the draft. Why not take him with
Quentin
one?
Nelson?
Yeah. And then the 5th pick, either trade it or take Saquon.
Look, Saquon is not a waste. He helps the Browns. He helps every team in the league. It may not be what they need right now. I agree with you there.
The only reason you should take a running back is if you're a mid-playoff team and you need that put. Like Packers, they get a running back, that's a whole different team, But the Colts, they get a new running back. Right now, it's 50-50.
The Colts need a lot more than the freaking.
They need a lot. Yeah, see.
But yeah, I semi agree with you. I don't think Saquon's a waste.
Semi agree.
I don't think
how I wanted.
Saquon's not a waste. He helps almost every team in the league, but.
Oh yeah, he'd help every team, but
I agree that the Browns need a lot more than just Saquon Barkley.
You can have a team with a quarterback and no running back. You cannot have a team with a running back and no quarterback.
You're right.
That's what I was trying to prove here. Look at what Gurley's been. Gurley, whenever he was by himself and the Rams got the freaking Rams to leave cities. They weren't anything until Jared Goff got on the team. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think that was Jeff Fisher.
Well, okay. We can throw that in there, too. The wild card. Fisher getting another plug in our show.
Yeah. Jesus, man. We haven't talked about Derrick Rose in a while. Why don't we just amp that up?
Yeah, we could probably get Fisher on the show right now.
All right, so moving on from the Browns and Saquon and all that jazz. The Eagles add Martellus Bennett.
Or do they? Or
no,
Michael Bennett.
Martellus Michael
retired.
Bennett.
Are they related?
They're brothers.
Oh, that makes so much more sense. I wondered. They looked alike. That's beautiful. Good for them.
Yeah. You put 8.5 sacks, might be arrested. Have you read? Yeah,
I
he was
didn't see that.
he was arrested.
He was arrested.
which is absolutely ridiculous. Did you read the story?
No, I just knew that he was in trouble.
So basically,
And it was just announced that he got traded to the Cowboys because Jerry Jones liked what he was doing.
oh man,
Just kidding.
shots.
Hot take.
So basically, he got accused of pushing over an elderly woman.
That is the worst crime you could be responsible.
No. Get this: when the Patriots won the Super Bowl, and Martell, because he was rushing the field for his brother. You remember when the Patriots won the Super Bowl? It wasn't last year.
Yeah.
This is just coming up now.
Wow. She must have been really heated.
Yeah,
about
she
it.
was sitting on it, or she
Maybe
just
she
came
was
out of
in
the
a
coma that
coma,
Michael
yeah.
Bennett put her in.
That's what happened.
That's what happens when a defensive end sacks you every time.
It's okay.
But
We
yeah,
can talk over that one.
66-year-old paraplegic security guard.
A 66-year-old you couldn't make that up. That is the worst
Yeah.
publicity.
Michael Bennett's accused of shoving her. It seems a tad ridiculous.
Oh my goodness.
I think that's all going to blow over pretty quick. But
I want him out of the league.
oh man, he had a
So
whole.
he had 9.5 sacks then. Oh wait, no, she's paraplegic. He only had 9 sacks.
Oh my!
That's comedy gold right there,
All right,
baby.
that's all she wrote. I'll see you guys later. All right, then the Sioux. We're off the rails, man.
Dr. Seuss.
The Rams have added Sue in the last couple of days, along with Aqib Talib, Marcus Peters, all these clowns that are going to make their defense so much better.
I don't know about the Talib thing. I don't know. I think he's going to start. He's on the back half. He's on the back 9, you know. But yeah. Peters and
Still great to have.
Sue, yeah, that's insane. Like,
Peters is one of the best corners in the league,
oh yeah. I don't know
and they
why-
just got him for scraps.
Yeah, that was. I don't. The Rams are making moves, man.
Yeah,
They're
the
just
Rams are
trading
good.
for
The Rams want
Now
Odell.
they want Yeah.
Yeah, the Rams want Odell, and Sue. They cut him for a reason. He was owed a lot of money, but his production hasn't been there the last couple of years.
No.
Even if he's 80% of what he was, him next to Aaron Donald.
Oh yeah, and you're going to get a lot more opportunity because they're going to, on the line, like they shift to the side that's going to have more pressure. You got both of them on each side. Which side are you switching to?
It's disgusting. Like,
It's
how are
not.
you supposed to block those two enormous men
And then whenever
Could be-
you do block him, he's still going to kick you in the mouth.
that could be the best defensive line in the league? Brockers
Yeah.
is coming off the edge as well, so they're going to be great. What do we hit? Vikings and Cousins. I know we're all Kirk Cousins fans here. I guess
I guess.
I'm there a little bit.
I'm a bandwagon. I jumped on that.
They were one game away from the Super Bowl. I think.
I didn't know his stats were that good. When I looked up
Yeah.
his stats for that, 4,000 yards is not something to play with. I was thinking, he's Alex Smith numbers. Hell no.
No.
Alex Smith hasn't sniffed that.
He puts up stats.
And
He can
how many
chuck
seasons
it.
has it been that he's done that? Three or four?
Three consecutive, with 4,000 yards and 25 touchdowns.
Man.
Yeah, and
Now he's got Thielen and Diggs.
Thielen
Who was he
Diggs,
throwing to before that?
Terrell Pryor,
He didn't even do anything. last
Josh
year.
Doxson,
Josh Doxson.
Jameson Crowder,
Yeah, Crowder. That
all
was it.
these goons. Jordan
Jay
Reed.
Crowder, he plays for the Cavs,
Yeah,
too.
Jay Crowder. Yeah, actually, he plays for the Jazz now.
Oh, the Jazz
We're losing
now.
track of Jay Crowder these days.
It's all over the place.
But
Him and D Rose playing together.
I mean, and then he's got Dalvin Cook in the backfield along with Latavius Murray, and they're
McKinnon
going to
left,
be
though,
stud.
didn't
Yeah,
he?
McKinnon went to the
kid that I
49ers.
forgot. Yeah,
49ers going to be he got paid a lot of money
I
there.
forgot. We should have talked about the 49ers.
We can talk about it right now.
That's fine.
We
that's
got
fine.
4 minutes left.
This goes back to what I was saying. Jimmy G, quarterback.
I love Jimmy.
You
G.
got Carlos Hyde, good running back. Doesn't do anything. Team's awful. You get Jimmy G, you win 7 straight. Now look at you.
Yeah, Carlos Hyde was holding them back.
Holding them back.
No, but I really like the 49ers coming into the year. With the Seahawks doing whatever they're doing, the 49ers could make the wild card. I don't think they're beating the
What
Rams
did
for the
Seahawks
division.
do? Trade Michael Bennett? Was
They
that
got
the-
rid of their entire Legion of Boom. They don't have Sherman. They don't have
Sherman's
Bennett.
on the 49ers too now.
He is, yeah, he is.
Look at
That is
You
true.
got that right.
I was hoping when the Raiders cut Crabtree, he would go there.
Uh-huh.
So we could have the Crabtree-Sherman reunion.
Yeah, that wouldn't happen.
That would have been
That'd be stealing each other's things or whatever.
that would have been entertaining. And then, yeah, I mean, I love Jimmy G. He still hasn't lost a game as a starter in the league.
Dude, I don't know what it is, but I think if there's any bandwagon I'm going to jump on, it's going to be that one. Just because I don't.
The
I'm
Niners?
still salty about
I think
the
I'm
Rams.
already on Jimmy G.
Yeah, I mean you have been. Also.
I love this
I think
guy.
I'm finally jumping on it. I wanted to be on the Raiders type thing, but I don't know about that.
Listen, let's see what John Gruden does, okay?
That's right. They got Jordy too.
Yeah, well, let's see what he does
Jordy
without...
is Michael Crabtree 2.0, by the way.
Yeah, we'll see what he does without Rodgers. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Every
Derek
time
Carr's
Rodgers...
a good replacement, though. It's
You're
just
right.
Similar.
You're right. I think Cooper's going to be the best receiver.
If
though.
his offensive line actually blocks him, then he's pretty good.
Yeah,
He's not very good whenever he has a wide open hole when he gets smashed. Not many quarterbacks are good when that happens.
And they got a mess in the backfield as well. Doug Martin, DeAndre Washington.
I forgot that Doug Martin was still back there.
Yeah,
Marshawn still on the team?
Lynch. Yeah. That's going to be a mess.
Remember
Lynch.
when we thought they were going to be like a 14-2 team last year?
Yeah.
Because they picked up Marshawn, that was it.
Yeah. I don't think they're going to be... Oh, my God.
Running back.
I don't think they're going to be...
He's just old.
I think they'll make the playoffs, but... Actually, I don't know.
I
don't know if they will.
They got an easy schedule this year.
John Gruden, we'll see, baby. Show me something.
Yeah, you're barely over 500, John Gruden. Let's go. You won one Super Bowl, though. Keep holding on to it.
Yeah.
Just like how George Karl kept getting an NBA job after he took the Sonics to the NBA championship 20 years ago. Oh, hey, you remember that Sonics team? George Karl did it.
Oh, my God. Are you dancing on the grave of George Karl?
He's not dead. His career's dead.
Wait, hold on. George Karl isn't dead?
No.
Oh, yeah, he just wrote a book.
He coached the Kings like 3 years ago.
He just wrote a book, too, and he crapped on everybody in the league.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Oh, yeah.
That's
And guess what? They gave him jobs for 20-plus years. One NBA championship run. That's all you need.
You're right. Look at Jeff Fisher.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's the same thing.
He went to a Super Bowl, and then he was the worst coach in the league, and they just kept bringing him back.
He had prime Vince Young, and he was starting Kerry Collins, who was 45 years old 10 years ago.
One of many mistakes. You can put Tavon Austin on that line as well.
Yeah, Tavon's cut now, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's gone.
Or they will if he hasn't yet. But
I think he's gone.
Yeah, Jeff Fisher went to one Super Bowl. The Rams kept him. He was the only coach in history to come back with under 500 seasons in his first 4 or 5 seasons. It was like, what in the world? We talked about Jeff Fisher again. All right, that's it.
You brought him up this time.
I did, and I'm sorry about it. I really didn't mean to.
Part of the problem. All right, you think we discussed enough stuff today?
Yeah, for now.
We did good.
For now,
we're making. If you guys want to hear a final thought, you got to wait for the next podcast. What are we talking? NBA and MLB?
We may throw in some baseball.
Maybe? Is it finally time?
Possibly.
I dropped the S word in the podcast, the little the Word docs, because I was so excited.
The S word.
The S word.
Yeah, we may talk a little baseball.
Baseball
Maybe not
season,
some Cardinals, but a little baseball.
Stick around, guys.